here from Austria for the sprint race here in Spielberg. We're here live. We're gonna have sprint qualifying, and then we'll have the sprint race coming up after this. So it's gonna be slightly short of a stream, but nonetheless, it should still be a great race. We have 6 drivers today, so quite a small field, unfortunately. I believe just a lot of people were busy this weekend, so unfortunately we're gonna have a low driver count this weekend, but that's okay. Still, we have 6 drivers, so yeah, should still make for a pretty solid race here tonight, or I guess today in the game here in Spielberg. Let's just see already people heading out on track here in Austria. There is the kick salver of Lowry Williams. He did pretty solid at Singapore until he unfortunately had to retire early from the race. He retired on his own. And there's Jonathan Ibbett in the Williams, and also Royce Crown, who joined back to Formula Allegiant, but he's gonna be a Williams reserve now and not a main driver. So yeah, Royce Crown back in the league though, and we know he's a pretty solid driver, so we'll see how he does. Christian Severson also is here in the V Carb. He's done pretty solid this season, had really good pace at Singapore, and I think he could probably challenge for a win here tonight, considering how good he was at Singapore. As Lowry Williams already started his lap. He heads through turn 3. It's yellow flag sector 2. That is Royce Crown. Royce Crown off the road. As 9.5 minutes left here in qualifying. There's the kick salver. Lowry Williams heads through the sweeping corners here. For the second runs, we'll have the lap details. That was a big moment from Lowry Williams, who went for a slide as he heads to the final corners. He keeps it clean as he heads to the final corners here. Lowry Williams through the final corner. What will the first time set be? Will be a 1:05.2. As Max Beard on his out lap here in the Red Bull. He was not able to make last race in Singapore, but he is here tonight. He also has a new wheel, the Moza R3, so he's gonna be able to race these sideways. He's around. Maddox Beard around as a 360 keeps it going. As Maddox Beard keeps it going, but a big moment for the Red Bull driver. You know, he's probably still getting used to that wheel as he's still very loose. Definitely struggling with that car. Maybe the new wheel also. As Jonathan Ibbett goes top of the board. 3 drivers have made a lap here. He goes to 1:05.2, just ahead of Lowry Williams. And also Christian Severson 2/10 behind Paul right now. As Beard starts his lap. Maddox Beard heads through turn 3. Beard on the mediums. I believe everyone might be on the mediums because I think you save a set of sauce for the sprint race. So yeah, it's just a set of mediums. No, Maddox Beard goes for a slide again. That's gonna kill his lap. Definitely struggling right now, Maddox Beard. Is Landon now also? He's gonna be the last car over the line once everyone goes over the line. Or as far as Crown will be, but he hasn't made a lap. So yeah, Landon now, he's been all right this season. Sauer had a really solid race going toward the start of the race. Like the first half of the race in Singapore, they had a great race going, and then they unfortunately kind of went downhill from there for both Saubers. As Beard went into the pits, he bailed on his lap. As Landon now over the line goes to P4 with a 1:06.1. So with how tight, or how small this track is, It's like it's the one of the, I think it is the shortest track on the F1 calendar. With how quick the lap times are here, the lap times are going to be pretty close. So you're going to have to try to find every hundredth, thousandth of a second you can here to try to get pole, because that can make or break your qualifying. But yeah, people are gonna probably wait till the last run here. With about probably 2 minutes left, they'll go ahead and head out. I don't see why you'd make one more run, especially because I don't think you get many tire sets for this qualifying session. Jonathan Hibbett goes to a 104.4. And he improves his qualifying time, and he is 0.8 quicker than Lowry Williams in the Kick Sauber. So Hibbett seems pretty good. Keep in mind, Jonathan Hibbett is trying to catch Sam Lewis in the World Championship. He's still mathematically in touch with Sam Lewis. If he wins every race, he's gonna easily get the championship by like 50 points. So there's still definitely a chance for Jonathan Hibbett here to get this World Championship if he locks in. But yeah, he's gonna at least have to finish podium every race to have a shot at the World Drivers' Championship. He finished second after penalties in Singapore, so yeah, he's definitely in touch as he heads to the pit lane. As the V-Carb of Christian Severson heads through. That was a big moment from I believe that was Royce Crown. Yes, it was Royce Crown. But yeah, the V-Carb, who's third on the board right now, trying to improve his time. As he heads to turn 3. And down this DRS straightaway. 3 DRS straights here on this track. That'd be the front stretch, and then the straightaway from turns 1 to 3, and then that straight that Chris Severson just went through turn 3 to 4. As Christian Severson heads through here through the sweeping corners, got to keep it nice and tidy there. Seems pretty solid. As Christian Severson heads up into the final corners, will he be able to improve his lap? Christian Severson heads through the final corners. Where will he go? Will he improve? Does not improve, so I'm also going to put up the lap data. Almost forgot to do that. But yeah, he did not, he unfortunately did not improve. As Royce Crown in the pits, as, yeah, apologies for that. The only car on track is Christian Severson right now. Yeah, apologies for that sneeze. I had to let that out. But anyways, 3.5 minutes left here in sprint qualifying. So yeah, people are gonna have to start making laps here shortly if they're gonna get a lap in. They can probably wait a minute and a half here, and then they're gonna have to go out. So yeah, Christian Severson is going to be able to make 3 runs here this qualifying session if he heads into the pits now. And he does not. So Christian Severson going for another lap. I mean, is it going to be an improvement? Yes, it will. Christian Severson up to second, 4/10 behind Jonathan Hibbett. So a good lap from Christian Severson, but that's going to be his final lap here in qualifying. So unless he gets it to the pit lane quickly and gets in and out, but I don't think he's going to be able to do that. But we'll see. As there's Lowry Williams, who's third on the board right now, trying to improve his time as he is sideways through there. As he gets to the final corner here, Lowry Williams, as he's on his out lap. Royce Crown also just headed out of the pits, and Landon Bear now, who's just behind his Sauber teammate on track right now. As Lowry Williams heads through turn 1. Is up down this DRS straight. Gonna get a little bit of a tow from Jonathan Hibbett. So that's gonna help him a lot down the straightaway up the hill. He's improving by a 10th as he heads through turn 3. Larry Williams gonna get another toe here from the Williams in front of him. And then now Jonathan Hibbett lets him go when it goes in the grass to do that. As Larry Williams heads through turn 4 and down the hill into the sweeping corners. Larry Williams, ran wide, and that's going to kill his lap. Yeah, he's down 7/10 as he's gonna bail on that lap. Gonna try to charge up his ERS. I'll probably go for another one here. Jonathan Hibbett warming up his tires. He's actually on the softs, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the tire allocation here is for the Austria sprint race here, but I guess they do have a set of softs they can use, but that might be a set of softs that they can use in the race, so he might be trying to save that. As Landon Bear now starts his lap, or he might have finished his lap. He actually, I believe he did. He's 4th right now. As Royce Crown heads down this hill into the sweeping corners. Here's yellow flags. That is Landon Bear now off the road in the gravel. That is in turn 3. He has to let everyone pass by. As Landon Bear now, that was a big moment right there. I'm not sure what happened. He's gonna have to get out of the gravel here. He's struggling to get out of the gravel. But anyways, looking here, that's Christian Severson on his out lap here. Is he gonna be able to make it around? I can't even see the time, so it's just the yellow flags. No, he's not gonna make it around. So Christian Severson, yeah, not gonna make it around. So he's gonna have to settle for P2 most likely. Landon Bear now obviously not gonna improve his lap. It's pretty much up to Royce Crown here. It's Jonathan Hibbett improves his time, goes to a 104.2. He's pretty much got pole unless Royce Crown has anything for him. Or Maddox Beard, something happened to Maddox Beard. He just lost his front wing. So Maddox Beard locking up, and yeah, Maddox Beard's not gonna be able to set at least a good time in qualifying. Not sure what happened to have him lose his front wing. As Royce Crown, he is he's improving by 5/10. That would put him to P3, I believe. As he heads through the final corners, runs really wide. It's always sideways as he heads up to the line. It's going to be a 105 flat as he's going to start P3 in the sprint race. Is now Max Beard, the last car over the line. Obviously not going to be anything good. As Max Beard going to start P6 in the sprint race, and that will do it for sprint qualifying. So, yeah, pretty short sprint qualifying. It's Jonathan Hibbett, who's tops timing table, and then Christian Severson, Royce Crown, Larry Williams, Landon Bear now, and Maddox Beard, who couldn't set a good time. So, yeah, that will do it for sprint qualifying. As now it's time for the sprint race here in Austria. So here we are on the grid here in Austria for the sprint race here in Spielberg. So yeah, we're gonna have I gotta check what the lap count is here for tonight's sprint race. But it will be a 12-lap sprint race here. So it's gonna be a very short race, but that's why it's called a sprint race. So yeah, you're gonna have to get your moves done pretty quickly here because you don't have a lot of time in this race. Obviously, the Grand Prix tomorrow will be 36 laps. So yeah, you obviously have a lot more time in the Grand Prix to make your moves, but tonight you only have 12 laps if you're going to try to go for the sprint win. So yeah, it's going to be one of the last sprint races, mainly in FA, because next season, I actually don't think I've posted the next season schedule on the YouTube channel, so I'll have to update you guys. I'll probably just do I'll start doing weekly updates on um, on the channel on like Wednesdays, so you guys know what's going on. So yeah, but with sprint races next season, it's going to be replaced by the reverse tracks. As okay, we're taking the MotoGP layout there, but anyways, so yeah, we're gonna can't talk. We are gonna have the sprint races be the reverse tracks next season. So yeah, the 3 reverse tracks are gonna be pretty much sprint races for next season. It makes sprint races a bit more interesting for the drivers, so they're not doing the same track twice. And yeah, overall it kind of reduces the sprint weekends too, because the sprint weekends overall have lower driver counts, as you can see here. So yeah, 6 drivers take on the fast track here in Spielberg, the Red Bull Ring here. As they're gonna warm up their tires here. And here we go. It's sprint race time here in Spielberg as they pace through the final corners. They're going to line up on the grid. Here we go. Clear my throat here before this. Could get very interesting into the first few turns here. Most likely you're just going to be a DRS train here in Austria. As here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and it's lights down. Away we go. We're underway for the Austrian sprint race. There's a rough getaway from Maddox Beard, but down into turn 1, Jonathan Ibbott takes the lead, keeps the lead over the V-carb of Christian Severson, who's looking on the inside of Jonathan Ibbott. Here he comes to the inside as there are the Kick Saubers fighting behind as the V-carb and the Williams side by side through turn 3. The Williams prevails on the outside in turn 3 as the 2 Saubers fighting here, Landon Barronell and Lowry Williams, as they head down into turn 4. Is Lowry Williams backs out. Landon Barron now up to the 4th position. Max Beard had a rough start, but he's trying to catch back up to these guys as they fight. As down into the sweeping corners here. It's going to be a DRS train, pretty much. DRS enabled on lap 2 here. So, yeah, Jonathan Ibbott might be in danger here by Christian Severson, who's going to have the DRS behind him, and also Royce Crown. As they're side by side here down this corner, the final quarters, it's Lowry Williams who gets the spot over his Sauber teammate, but now Landy Bernal is going to have DRS on him on the next straightaway. As Chris Severson was defending on Royce Crown here. Severson in a Williams sandwich right here. As DRS wide open for the V-carb. As he's going to take the lead of the race most likely. As they defend down into turn 3. As heading down this straightaway. Here's yellow flag, sector 2. And that is Maddox Beard, who's having a rough sprint race here in Austria. As they head down through turn 4. John Hibbett keeps the lead here in Spielberg. As they head down through the sweeping corners for the second time tonight, Christian Severson still going to stay in this DRS range. But here comes Lowry Williams around the outside of the Williams. Around the outside, takes P3. And up into the podium places goes the Kick Sauber of Lowry Williams. As he actually sets the fastest lap of the race, as there's fighting up front. Chris Severson going to back out of the move. He's going to have DRS down this straightaway here. Is riding on board. Here comes the V-carb to the inside once again. How deep will he go? He's going to wait. He actually kind of commits, but doesn't fully commit, as he's going to still stay in P2. The Sauber right behind him, as down into here. DRS open here. Here comes the V-carb to the inside of the Williams, and he's going to bang wheels, and he might take the position here. Hard to tell as we head down through these sweeping corners. He takes the lead of the race as Christian Severson up to P1. As trying to get this to switch from the onboard shot. There we go. As you see, yep, the V-carb takes P1, but there's a slide there. Here comes Jonathan Ibbett right there on the rear gearbox, still the V-carb. Ibbett looking for his first sprint win here of the season as he heads down through here. Everyone looking for the first sprint win of the season, actually, because Sam Lewis won all of them. As here comes Jonathan Ibbett to the inside of the V-carb once again. He might clear him before the corner. Yes, he does. As Jonathan Ibbett takes P1 back. But will the V-carb take the race lead back away from the Williams? This is fantastic racing here in Austria. As here we go, side by side through turn 4. Who's going to back out? No one backs out as we head down into the sweeping corners. No one's going to give as they head through the sweeping corners. Round the outside goes the V-carb. On the inside is the Williams. And the V-carb prevails as they head down through the sweeping corners. This is fantastic racing as the Williams. Jonathan Ibbett takes the lead back. He takes the lead back as here comes the Kick Sauber through the final corners. He looked to the inside, tried to do the same move he did on Royce Crown, or no, sorry, Landon Bear now, but he wasn't able to do it. Oh no, they collided! They collided as they're both out. They're both out of the race. And it's a red flag here in Austria. That's a big shot. Half the field is out of the race. Oh no, that is a big moment. It's now red flag. It's our first red flag of the season. Oh my gosh. That was a big shot down the front stretch. As that takes out both Saubers and Royce Crown, I believe. Yeah, the Christian Severson, not Royce Crown. But yeah, we're gonna have a little break here, but that was a big moment in Austria. That's probably the biggest crash we've seen all season. Oh my gosh. So here we go. 3 cars remain in this race. It's Williams versus Red Bull. It's 5 red lights. It's lights time. Here we go for the second time today. As here we go, Royce Crown actually takes the lead. Here comes Jonathan Ibbett back to the inside. As now they're Williams side by side and the Red Bull behind. As they head down into turn 3 here. Oh, both Williams fighting here. Lap 7 here in Austria, so not a lot of time left. It's probably going to be between these two Williams here. They also don't want to be vulnerable to the Red Bull behind them of Maddox Beard. But Beard doesn't really have the pace right now. He's still trying to get used to his new wheel he got, the new Moza wheel he got, so he's trying to figure that out. So that's why he's kind of off the pace right now. And he also might be struggling with the setup as they head through the sweeping corners. Other Williams, Jonathan Ibbett, he might have ran into the back of Royce Crown a little bit there as they head down through the final corners here. Royce Crown leads the sprint race here in Austria as they head to start lap 8 of 12 here in the sprint race. DRS is enabled here as they head down through turn 1. Good run there from Jonathan Ibbett as entering the DRS zone here. No DRS actually right now, so no DRS. As they head down into the braking zone, it's just slipstream, and Jonathan Ibbett takes the race lead back. As Maddox Beard lurking behind these two Williams, 3 cars left in this race. So, yeah, that was a big shot there with Landon Baranow, Christian Severson, and Lowry Williams. As they head through the sweeping corners here for the 8th time today, as there's a locking up from Maddox Beard there. As Jonathan Ibbett is trying to run away with this. He has a little bit better pace than his teammate of Royce Crown, but if Royce Crown can stay in DRS, he might be able to stay with him because that DRS is really so powerful here that if you're multiple tenths off the pace, you could probably still keep up with that just from that DRS alone. Jonathan Hibbett sets the fastest lap of the race as they head down through turn 1 once again. DRS enabled now this lap is 6/7 the gap here. Here in Austria between the two leaders as there's a little bit of charging ERS from Jonathan Hibbett and Royce Crown to the inside of his teammate. Will he get there? No, not going to quite get there, but he's still going to have DRS here, but doesn't quite get the right off the corner, so I don't expect a move happening here in turn 4. Actually, there will be. To the inside goes Royce Crown. Here he comes as they bang wheels slightly as Jonathan Hibbett still right there as Royce Crown in the lead of the Grand Prix or the sprint race here in Austria. As they head down into down the sweeping corners here, will there be a move entering this final corner here? It's a risky but also a good passing spot, but no move's going to be made there. They're going to wait till the DRS zone here, and Royce Crown is definitely going to be in trouble from Jonathan Hibbett here as they head down down the front stretch once again. Will Hibbett take the move? Yes, he does. He goes to the inside of turn 1. Jonathan Hibbett takes the lead back, but Royce Crown will have the DRS here. As he heads down through here. Actually, no one had the DRS. No one had the DRS. Weird. So no one had DRS. I think it was just too close for any of them to have DRS. Just too close of a call there. 6/10 the gap here as they head down the backstretch here in Austria. Here we go. Down into turn 4. Good run from Royce Crown. Doesn't take the move, though. Hibbett just trying to run away, but it's so hard with that DRS. These Williams are still very close on pace. I think Hibbett has slightly better pace, but just I think Royce Crown could still stay there with the DRS. I can just tell Hibbett has a bit more confidence in the car, though. Royce Crown and Jonathan Hibbett head through the final corners here. 6/10 the gap here as they head through the final corners. DRS up and for Royce Crown. He gains on his teammate Jonathan Hibbett as they head through turn 1. Hibbett has a little bit of a better turn, but still DRS is enabled for Royce Crown. He is gaining as he goes to the inside of Jonathan Hibbett. As there we go, backs out. He backs out so we can get a good exit here in out turn 3 and up into turn 4. Here he comes with the DRS and the slipstream. Here he comes. To the inside he goes as Royce Crown takes the lead back. Oh, but it's a crossover from Jonathan Hibbett. Hibbett crosses over Royce Crown, but Crown has the inside into the sweeping corners. As with 2 laps to go, Royce Crown takes the lead, but here comes Jonathan Hibbett. Hibbett right there still, as both Williams dominating here in Spielberg. As to the outside goes Jonathan Hibbett. Outside goes Hibbett as Hibbett takes the lead. Hibbett takes the lead back as heading on to the final lap here in the sprint race. Final lap here in Spielberg. It all comes down to this. Will it be Hibbett? Hibbett really needs this win to try to catch up to Sam Lewis in the Drivers' Championship, but also Royce Crown would like this win too. Here we go down into turn 3 here. He's charging up ERS. Jonathan Hibbett. Is Royce Crown going to stay behind? Is he going to do the same move he did the lap ago? But he locked up there. He might not be close enough. Here we go. Last DRS zone. Here comes Royce Crown. Is he going to send it? Yes, he does. To the inside. The big wheels as they head through to turn 4. Down the hill. Both Williams side by side into the sweeping corners. Hibbett, Crown, side by side as they head through here. No one's going to back out. Royce Crown, and Royce Crown takes the lead. That's a snap from Royce Crown. Here comes Hibbett. Will there going to be a send? No, there will not be. And Royce Crown, with a final lap pass, wins the Austria sprint race. Royce Crown wins the sprint race in Austria. So Williams 1-2 as Maddox Beard has had a struggle here today in the sprint race. But we'll see if he can pick it up tomorrow in the Grand Prix as he heads to the final corners. Maddox Beard, he's going to come home with a P3 finish. Not really the finish he wanted, but still on the podium here in Spielberg. And what a race that was in Austria.
Yo, this is so rigged.
Yeah, that was absolutely crazy.
Bryce, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Anyways,
Why do you say so many uhs?
I don't know. But anyways, Royce Crown wins the sprint race. Jonathan Hibbett second, Max Beard third, and then oh my, Landon Barron fourth, Chris Severson fifth, and Larry Williams P6. So, yeah. Okay, can you actually let me commentate? But yep, that will do it here from the sprint race. We'll go ahead and go to the interview room now. So yeah, what a race that was. That was absolutely crazy. Yeah. We saw a big crash mid race with Larry Williams, Christian Severson, and Landon Bear. Now that took all three of them out of the race. So it was just a three-car race from there, and Royce Crown comes out on top. And let's hear from these drivers as we head into the interview room. All right. Is heading into the interview room now. All right. All right. So I'll go ahead and start off here with Maddox Beard. So, Maddox Beard, you ready?
Yeah.
So, Maddox, it wasn't really the race you wanted, but obviously we're still trying to get used to your new Moza wheel. So, if you can get used to get used to that wheel and maybe even get the setup a little bit better, do you think you can do good in the race tomorrow?
Well, if I can make the race tomorrow, I'm not sure either way. But yeah, I think either way, I'm still not used to this game. I don't know. I had to calibrate everything literally in the lobby, so nothing was to my liking. I was just trying to survive the race. I had a pretty big crash in qualifying. I don't know if you caught that, but
Yeah, I
uh,
I saw you lost your wing. That's all I saw.
yeah, I actually went airborne, but yeah, I just it wasn't ideal at all. I mean, I'll take third. It was kind of just a disaster from the start, just with not many people showing up. Really sucks after Singapore what happened there because we had a pretty good field. But so yeah, just hoping tomorrow everything can go better for me, but also hope more people can show up. So yeah, I just have to get everything right because I know Austria is one of my best tracks. So we'll try to get everything right for tomorrow.
Yep. So yeah, do you think I kind of already asked this a little bit, but looking tomorrow, just how do you think you'll be able to do there?
Um, I think I really feel like if I can just have like better pace, I can. It really doesn't matter because it's just gonna be a DRS train the whole race. So, but I think if I think I can get up there and just it really matters. Just get DRS on the last lap and try and make a pass. But I don't know if you saw this, but I tried to go for the fast lap at the end, and right after the sweeping corner, I got my wheel just like force feedback. I overcorrected into the gravel, so you're probably watching the Battlefield Elite though, so but yeah, I think tomorrow should be okay.
Yep. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and move on to I actually some more people joined, so we're gonna move on to Christian Severson here. Um, so Christian Severson, you ready?
Yes. Well, yeah.
All right. So yeah, it was overall going well for you in the sprint race until that carnage happened midway through the race. So just walk me through what happened with that wreck there midway through the race.
Uh, I don't even know. Like I was just defending, and then he rammed in the back of me. I don't know. It was just too fast, you know. When a crash happens,
Still looking at the clip, I see rammed into the back of me like 2018 Baku. That's really all, I guess. Just rammed into the back of me. I think I could have done better. We shouldn't be fighting like that, I think, personally.
Yep. Do you think? I mean, you showed good pace today. Do you think you can maybe go for a race win tomorrow?
I don't know. Wait, what time's the race tomorrow?
That
7
would yeah.
Eastern.
Yeah. So
I
yeah.
don't know. Depends how FPL goes.
We'll likely do it after FPL.
Yeah.
We'll keep that in mind.
Well, yeah, I know, I know. Well, there's only 4 people right now, so I might not
Yeah.
shoot.
We'll have to see. But yeah, I
There's a
just
lot of decline. Yeah.
yeah. Just the update for the viewers also. Yeah, it's the sprint race or not. How am I talking? The Grand Prix might be it could be delayed tomorrow because of lack of drivers. But
It should be
anyways,
Sunday.
maybe. But anyways, we're gonna move on to
Royce Crown.
yeah. Or wait, no. We're moving on to Landed Bear now. So Landed Bear
Yep.
now. You ready?
Yep.
So yeah, you were involved in that chaos also. So just walk me through that wreck from your perspective and how you're able to get caught up with it.
Ain't had a room. And we're fight for some odd reason. We're fighting for the lead on lap 4. I don't know why. Um,
It's
I
fun.
guess he isn't here to defend himself, but my teammate thinks he was was in the right in making that move when he kind of just ran into the back of Christian. Like he not only took himself out, but he took out Christian and he took out myself. And I'm sitting here in fifth. I mean, I'm sitting here relaxing, saving tires, trying to build up my battery, but we're fighting on lap 5, lap 4, whatever. And I don't know how good the stream was, but from my perspective, first, second, and third was constantly changing. It seemed like almost every corner whenever I was looking at them. So nowhere for me to go. The V carb just turned out in front of me after the wreck, and I just had to go into the wall, and then the grass pulled me into the wall. So get me off this team.
Yeah. Uh, well, if you do the race tomorrow, do you think you can maybe go for a race win there? Cause you had still pretty solid pace today.
Oh, Bill.
Probably not because probably going to get taken out again by my teammate. So
Yeah. All right. Well,
con-
go. Oh,
constantly, constantly running in the back of everybody. He was running in the back of the Williams beforehand. When I let after we fighting, I let him go. Then he's running in the back of Crown here. At least I believe that it was Crown. Um, and he was doing it. He does it every single race. He uses that front wing as a ramming guard. So
yeah. All right. Now go move on to Jonathan Hibbett, your second place finisher. Jonathan Hibbett, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so it was a great fight with your Williams teammate Royce Crown. So just walk me through that battle and what do you think you could have done differently to come out on top?
Well, I think I really could have just laid down the aggression. I mean, I get why we're fighting on the last lap, but I feel like it didn't need to be that much over the top. Yeah, I feel like he forced me into a couple mistakes there towards the end of the second sector, but I feel like all of that could have been avoided and um, really could have had a run to the line and just save the battle to the line. I mean, we're teammates. We really shouldn't be fighting that aggressive. But yeah, I had the fastest car that I've ever driven in my freaking life, and yeah, just it sucks to come home second. It really does.
Yep. Well, still that finish does help you with the championship. Still to try to catch up to Sam Lewis. So, you probably want to win tomorrow to get you more points, try to catch up in the championship. So, yeah. Do you think you'll be able to win tomorrow? And what are your plans going into these next few races?
I'm gonna tell you right now, the wind's coming home tomorrow. And as far as the other races go, yeah, we're just gonna give it 110% effort. We're gonna put blood, sweat, and tears into winning this championship.
Yep. All right. We'll go ahead and move on to your sprint winner, Royce Crown. So, Royce Crown, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so it was a great fight with your teammate Jonathan Hibbett. So just walk me through that battle and how are you able to come out on top?
I see why he's a little bit disappointed with that finish there. Um, you know, I saw an opening. I went for it. I went around on the outside, going into sector 3. I don't know, just went for it. I was up with him, and there was an opening, and I mean, Senna said it. If you don't go for a gap that exists, you're no longer a racing driver. So there you go.
Yep. So yeah, you won the sprint race. Do you think you'll be able to back that up with another race win tomorrow?
I'll definitely try. That's definitely what I'm gonna aim for. Um, I've been playing a lot of F1 25, so a little bit rusty on this game. But yeah, we'll do our best tomorrow for that win.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you guys for racing. I'm gonna go ahead and do my outro. Thank you guys for racing. All right. So yeah, it was quite the race in Austria. Quite the sprint race. So yeah, we'll be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific time, 6 p.m. Central time, and 7 p.m. Eastern time for the Austrian Grand Prix. So yep. We'll see you then. See you then. And yep. This is Bryce Croft signing off.